Cryptozoology is the search for and study of animals whose existence or survival is disputed or unsubstantiated, such as the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and the Chupacabra. Some may look at cryptozoology as a waste of time and people just chasing made-up stories. There are times where the efforts of cryptozoologists pay off and their findings tend to be beyond belief. I'm Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities Top 10 Cryptids That Are Real. At the number 10 spot is the Conan Ken Turtle. The Conan Ken Turtle is described having a walrus-like head, pig nose, and soft shell. Legends of the turtle go back to 15th century Vietnam. One of the more popular stories even involving Emperor Lê Lợi. In Vietnamese mythology, Hoan Kem Lake was surrounded by the most sacred spot in the region. Emperor Lê Lợi was boating on the lake when his magic sword, Heaven's Will, was grabbed by a turtle who quickly vanished underwater. The attempts to find either the sword and the turtle failed. Emperor Lê concluded that the golden turtle god had come to reclaim the sword that it had given him during his revolt against the Chinese Ming dynasty. While stories of the turtle existed for hundreds of years, scientists did not believe the turtle existed until March 24, 1988, when a team of scientists captured the turtle on video. The scientists even caught several live samples. As of today, it appears that the Hoan Kem turtle has gone extinct. But people claim to still spot two Hoan Kem turtles, which gives us a little hope that this once mysterious cryptid is still among us. At number 9 is the devil bird. The devil bird, locally known as Ulama in Sri Lanka, is said to emit blood-curdling, human-sounding shrieks in the night from within the forest. Many have compared the shrieks to that of a screaming woman. The shrieks from the bird are believed by locals to be an omen of death and are comparable to the banshee of Irish folklore. The Ulama is a very elusive creature and is rarely seen, but you'll know one is around by hearing its blood-curdling scream. For centuries, the cries of the devil bird were the only evidence of its existence. Western science, however, wrote it off as superstition. That is, until in 2001, a rare owl that was not known to be indigenous to the area was discovered to inhabit the vast forests of Sri Lanka. This owl has patches of feathers above its eyes that rise off the head like horns, and it emits a screeching sound that is similar to that of a human. It matched the description of the Ulama perfectly. Coming in at number 8 is Denjitsu. The Denjitsu was an ancestral spirit of the Moni people in western Indonesia. Described as a tree-dwelling creature, the Denjitsu resembles a small man covered in black and white fur. It is said to be a tree climber, but often stands on the ground in a bipedal stance. In the 1980s, a photograph of the animal was sent to Australian research scientist Tim Flannery, who originally stated the animal was a young tree kangaroo. However, May 1994, Flannery conducted a wildlife survey of the area and discovered that the animal in the picture was in fact new to science. It would turn out that the Denjitsu is a forest-dwelling marsupial with bold coloration that spends most of its time on the ground. The Denjitsu remains a rare sight. The first real evidence of the animal was only skins, and currently no Denjitsu exists in captivity. At number 7, Hogzilla. Hogzilla is the name given by Dr. Elihu Katz to a male hybrid of wild hog and domestic pig that was shot and killed by Chris Griffin in Alpaha, Georgia, United States on June 17, 2004 on Ken Hollyoaks Fish Farm and Hunting Reserve. Originally considered a hoax, the animal's remains were exhumed in early 2005 and studied by Dr. Oz Katz and his father, Dr. Elihu Katz, for a documentary and a book they wrote together. In March 2005, the scientists confirmed that Hogzilla actually weighed 800 pounds and was between 6 feet 9 inches and 8 feet 9 inches long. DNA testing was performed, revealing that Hogzilla was a hybrid of wild boar and domestic pig. Hogzilla's tusks measured an astounding 28 inches and 19 inches long. Number 6 is mountain gorillas. In today's modern world, it's hard to imagine that a gorilla was ever considered to be a cryptid. But up until the 1900s, that's exactly what they were. For centuries, tales of large ape men in East Africa have captivated explorers and natives alike. Numerous tribes have legends of massive hairy creatures that would kidnap and eat humans, overpowering them with their ferocity and strength. In the 16th century, English explorer Andrew Battle spoke of man-like apes that would visit his campfire at night. And in 1860, explorer Du Chaillu wrote of violent, bloodthirsty forest monsters. Most of these stories were ignored or thought to be exactly that, a story. In 1902, German officer Captain Robert von Behring shot one of these man-apes in the Virunga region of Rwanda. Bringing it back to Europe with him, he introduced the world to a new species of ape, the mountain gorilla. Today, mountain gorillas are known to be communal, largely docile herbivores that live in the Virunga Mountains in Central Africa. At number 5 is the gigantic lizard known as the Komodo dragon. By the early 20th century, Western science had determined that giant lizards were nothing more than a relic of the prehistoric past. So when a pearl fisherman returned from the Lesser Sunda Islands in Indonesia with stories of monster land crocodiles, their accounts were met with doubt and skepticism. An expedition from the Zoological Museum in Java produced a report of the creatures, but this would later fall into obscurity as World War I took place. In 1926, an expedition from the American Museum of Natural History confirmed that the tales of giant lizards were true. W. Douglas Burden, the leader of the expedition, returned with 12 preserved specimens and 2 live ones. This expedition would introduce the world to the Komodo dragon, a giant monitor lizard that grows up to 10 feet, which makes it the largest lizard in the world. Komodo dragons have massive claws and fangs with which they can kill most creatures on the island, including humans and water buffaloes. These creatures also possess a venomous bite, which has been attributed to bacteria-laden saliva or venom glands in the mouth. The 1926 expedition to Komodo served as the inspiration for King Kong, in which a similar expedition to a foreign island reveals prehistoric megafauna. Swimming into the number 4 spot is the giant squid. Tales of enormous squids have circulated throughout the world since ancient times. Prior to the 1870s, scientific opinion held such creatures as nothing more than ridiculous myths, on par with mermaids or sea serpents. Despite this, investigations into the existence of the legendary creatures took place as early as the 1840s. Danish zoologist Johann Jepta Strinsup methodically researched and cataloged giant squid sightings and strandings, eventually examining a beached corpse. Fellow scientists, however, remained skeptical and continued to dismiss accounts. In the 1870s, the skepticism stopped as several carcasses were beached in Labrador and Newfoundland. Tentacles and complete corpses revealed to the scientific world that the giant squid was indeed real. Today, however, this creature still remains just as mysterious and rare as they were yesteryear. Typically living at great depths, giant squid sightings are uncommon and often undocumented. For a century, scientists dutifully attempted to observe it in its natural habitat but failed. Only in 2004, Japanese scientists were able to capture a live giant squid on camera, taking 500 automatic photographs before the creature swam back into the blackness. Many questions remain concerning the giant squid. Very little is known about its habits and lifestyle, and it is still unknown how large a giant squid can grow. The largest specimens are between 30 and 40 feet long, weighing well over 100 pounds. Swimming alongside the giant squid into the number 3 spot are sea serpents. For centuries, the sea serpent persisted as the most captivating creature of mystery in the world. Sightings of these mysterious creatures have occurred many times throughout history, even up until the early 20th century. From northern European waters to the eastern North American coast, tales of serpentine aquatic beasts of colossal proportions span the globe. The descriptions of the animal also vary, ranging from horse-headed creatures to massive snakes. Cryptozoologists speculate that various misidentified animals can account for sea serpent sightings. However, one elusive species is a particularly likely source for many of these accounts: the oarfish. The oarfish is a massive elongated fish found worldwide. It is the longest of all bony fish, the largest recorded being 56 feet in length. Oarfish typically dwell in the deep ocean, but are occasionally washed ashore in storms and linger at the surface near depth. A live oarfish was filmed for the first time in 2001, demonstrating its rarity and reclusive nature. Running in at number 2 is the African unicorn. The African unicorn, now known as okapi, has been described as a bizarre creature that has even been depicted by ancient Egyptians. The okapi resembles a cross between a zebra, a donkey, and a giraffe. Despite descriptions from explorers and even skins, Western science rejected the existence of such a creature, viewing it as nothing more than fantastical chimera of real animals. Determined expeditions uncovered nothing, and it would seem the African unicorn was just as mythical as its namesake. This would all later change in 1901 when Sir Harry Johnston, the British governor of Uganda, obtained pieces of striped skin and even a skull of the okapi. Through this evidence and the eventual capture of a live specimen, the animal now was recognized by mainstream science. Even today, the okapi remains unusual. It is the only living relative of the giraffe, sharing a similar body structure and its characteristic long blue tongue. However, the markings on its back legs resemble that of a zebra's stripes. In the number 1 spot, we have the platypus. When European naturalists first encountered this animal that appeared to be a mix of several animals, they were understandably baffled. Accounts describe the platypus as a venomous egg-laying mammal with a duck bill and beaver tail. Many prominent scientists deemed it a hoax when presented with a sketch and a pelt in 1798. Even when offered a corpse, scholars suspected that it was an elaborate, sewn-together fraud. Today, this bizarre but fascinating animal is known as the platypus, one of only 5 egg-laying mammals, the other 4 being in the Echidna family. While the platypus is now formally recognized by science, it is no less unique today. This semi-aquatic creature, native to eastern Australia, swims with webbed feet, uses echolocation to hunt, and possesses an ankle spur that, in males, can deliver a powerful injection of venom. While non-lethal to humans, this venom is excruciatingly painful and is not responsive to most painkillers. The platypus is quite possibly living proof that nature does indeed have a sense of humor. That concludes Unexplained Possibilities Top 10 Cryptids That Are Real. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed our list and would like to see more, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have a suggestion for a future Top 10, please let us know in the comment section down below on Twitter or Facebook. With that said, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.